In this video, we will see how to use ENS Nano and grids to build a 3D shape such as this wireframe cube. This wireframe cube is made of 3 sets of 4 edges, pointing each in the 3 canonical directions. Each edge consists of a pair of helices that are linked together at the corner. Notice that in the cube, the 2 helices making each edge are making an angle of 45 degrees in order to help for the connections. Let's start with an empty design. The very important things about 3D is to control the orientation of the axis. That's why we have these 6 buttons that guarantee that the camera will be correctly aligned with the canonical angles. So let's start with the front one. We want each grid to be equipped with a double strand, and we want the double strand to start far from the grid so that the grid doesn't get in the way of the design. So for instance, we will start the design at position 80. And we will want the grid to have length 28. We want the grid to make an angle of 45 degrees. So we will tilt 3 times by 15 degrees. Then we will create the grid and then get back to the normal position. So now we will create 4 sets of 2 helices. So like this. So let's place them now at some position. Let's remove the persistent helices that get in the way. And let's now place the helices where we want them. So for that we will select the helix mode, action mode, select an helix, and align it with the axis of the grid. So select the helix and we will push them 2 steps in this direction. Okay, we'll spread them apart. Okay. So now we have placed the first set of helices in the direction front. So let's move to the other direction. Let's move to right. Again, let's tilt the camera by 45 degrees. Add the grid. Let's tilt again back to the flat. Let's create the helices and let's place them where they belong to. So let's up again. Let's move in the right direction. Okay. Maybe now it's a good time to align the 2 sets of helices. So let's move. We have set the handles aligned with the canonical axis. So this will allow us to align properly the design by just using the standard views. So we want the helices to be around this shape. Okay. So let's move to another standard view here. Okay. So it should be something like that. And then front. So you have to be aligned. 3D is really treacherous. You have to be very careful with 3D. Okay. Maybe a little higher because it should be between the 2. Okay. So let's now see how it goes from any angle. So this sounds a little about right. So maybe I need to get them a little bit closer like this. Okay, so now I've positioned the first grid. So now I've done front, I've done right. Okay, so now let's do top. Let's position the helices as we did before. So thanks to the standard views, we are certain that now the helices are aligned. And the only thing we need to do now is to align the design together. So like this. Okay. So now we have assembled all the edges of the cube, and now we want to do the crossovers. So in this video, we will see 2 ways of making the crossovers. First in the 3D view, and second in the 2D, using the 2D view. So we've chosen the cartoon representation because it's usually easier when dealing with large 3D structures that are a little bit messy. So remember that the strand goes around with a major groove to its left. So this is one that goes this direction, and this one is going out. So I should connect, oops, sorry. So I have to do a long press and move there, and I can connect these two. So we'll proceed like this. So this one is first going out. I'm looking for the one going inside. So I'm connecting these two. I'm connecting this one to this one. This one is the one going out. So I should just connect these two together. Then I should connect this one with this one. Sorry, this one with this one, and then this one with this one. Okay, so as you can see here, the crossovers looks pretty bad, but that's absolutely no problem, because we can just roll the LECs, and as you can see, everything looks now fine. Okay, so we've made one corner, so we have 7 to go. So let's try this one, for instance. So we have to be careful that the corner must agree to work together. Okay, so now let's start from there. So this one is entering, this one is the one exiting, this one is, and so let's see. So this one is entering, and so I should connect these two. Yep. Okay, so now I will keep connecting the guys, starting from there. So this one is first going out, and I will connect it to the one that goes in. This one is going out, so I will connect it to the one that goes in. This one is going out, so I will connect it to the one that goes in. This one is going out like this, and this should be connected there. Okay, so again, the crossover look bad, but just roll, and you see that everything is perfectly fine, and it did not mess up with the other corner as well. Okay, so let's do one more. So now, let's do this corner, for instance. Okay, so this one is going out, and it's connected to the one that goes in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in. Okay, so again, let's roll to check that everything is fine, and we could continue like this in the 3D view by just doing long presses. That's one way of doing stuff, and but there is also another way of doing connecting stuff using the geometry in ENS Nano, which consists in using the 2D view and getting the 2D view organized. So in order to do so, we'll proceed as follows. We'll organize the 3D view. So first I will save the cube. So let's position the cube so that we can have a clear look on the numbers of the LECs. So now we will use to split the view and see the 2D view. So as you can see, the 2D view is kind of messy right now because we didn't pay any attention to its geometry. And you can also see that the LEs are very extended. Remember that we chose to put the double-stranded strand far away from the grid so that the grid doesn't get in the way. So there is a nice button that exists in ENS Nano that just allows you to tighten all the LECs. You click there, and now all your LECs are tightened and they have their minimal length. Okay, so now let's get this 2D view organized with respect to the 3D view. So the best way of doing so is just to project the cube from the center. And from the center, what we will see is that we have LECs 1 and 2, 1 and 2 that are on this side, 3 and 4, 4 and 5, and each of them will be pointing out, joining the square at the bottom to the square at the top. So let's group them together. So let's switch to LES mode. Let's group them together, and let's put 1 and 2 like this, and 1 is below 2, so I will put them there. Okay, so this way we have 1 and 2. So now we have 3 and 4. So 3 and 4, so I right-click on the numbers to make them rotate. And they are organized like this. So we have 2, 3, 3 and 4, perfect. Then 5 and 6, so I will organize them like that. Okay, so we have 5 and 6. And then 7 and 8 in this direction. So remember that the numbers are towards the grid, so the helices are represented like this, from top to bottom, when I go from the numbers towards the edge. So the square in at the center will be the square made of these helices. So which are these helices? These are helices 14 and 13. So 14 and 13 are the one joining 7, 8 to 5, 6 in this direction. And let's just check that 13 is the one inside and 14 is the one on the outside. Okay, perfect. So now these ones are 11 and 12. Okay, so let's select 11 and 12, and their number are towards this grid, so they are toward 1, 2. So I should just connect them like this. Okay, so now here we have 20 and 19. Okay, so 20 and 19. And their numbers are toward 6 and 5. So they should be, they should be like this. Okay. And let's check that 19 is the one inside and 20 outside. Here, 12 is the one inside, 11 is the one outside. Perfect. So now let's check these two. So these two are 13 and 14. Oh, we did it already. So these two are 18 and 17. So 18 and 17 are there. So let's move them there. And 18 and 17, their numbers are towards this grid. That is towards 7 and 8. So it should be good this way. Oops. Should have moved them together. Okay. So let's arrange this guy a little bit higher. This guy, oops, a little bit higher. This one here, there, okay. So yeah, this is easier to read this way. Okay, so we decided 19 should be below. Okay, 19 is the one inside, outside, inside, outside, inside. So I'm checking with the 3D view. Okay. So now it's properly organized for the lower part. So let's deal with the upper part. So it's 21 and 22. So 21 and 22. So let's move them around here so that it's easier to access. Now, what we said is 21 and 22. 21 and 22, and they are connecting 5, 6 to 5, 6 to 3, 4. And let's check that this is the one inside, this is the one on top. Okay, perfect. So now let's go with this one. So it's 10 and 9. So I'm writing the numbers from the status bar at the bottom. Our 9 and 10 are there. And so they should be here. And their number should be towards 1 and 2. Because the associated grid is the one here. Okay, sounds great. Here we are dealing with this one. And again, their number are towards 7 and 8. Okay, so they're joining 7 and 8 and 6 and 5. So they should be here. And the last one are the one joining 7 and 8 and 1 and 2. And their number are towards... because the grid, so the grid is here, so the numbers are towards 7 and 8, exactly. Okay, so now we have organized the 3D view exactly as if it was a projection, a real projection of the cube in 2D. And as you can see here, all the crossing we made so far make perfectly sense because they just turn around this square here. So this is the square we want to turn around, okay? This one, they start also to turn around this square. And here we have the beginning of the top square as well. That is being drawn. So we just have to complete the square. And we can do that very easily. So here, I will just complete this strand to close it like this. Then I will continue to extend to take care of this square by making this. Then I will just join this and there. Then I will, oops, sorry, undo, click here to shorten the strand like this. So I can use the arrows now to know what I'm doing. Okay, and I will just close there. Perfect. Okay, good. So now I will close this crossover. I will close this crossover. Okay, so I have a nice same pattern as the one here. So I can check regularly that everything is fine by rolling the helices and checking that indeed I didn't do anything suspicious. So here this one is closed, so this means that here it will be the one joining the other corner like this. Then it will just go like this. And this one will be joining there. Then it will be like that. Okay, and I need to close it here. Okay, so now this strand also is perfect and this corner also. So let me just do that. Let's roll again to check that everything looks fine. Everything looks perfectly fine. So let's complete it as well. Like this. Sorry, up. Let's click there to reduce it. Go like this, go like that. And this one will, oops. This one will close there. Okay, I couldn't see it because it's too clear. It's too light. Okay, maybe I will change the color of this strand because it's really hard to read in the 2D view. So let me just choose some pink color, I don't know, maybe an orange one, like this. Okay, good. Perfect. So let's go back to VLX mode. Okay, so this is done. Done. So let's do a little roll to check that everything is fine. Everything looks perfectly fine. So now let's continue with the others. So this corner was done already, this one also. So now let's finish this. So I need to connect this corner. So I need to connect this guy of the inner side to the one matching, which so it's an end. So I need to connect it to 5 prime. This one is a 5 prime. I need to connect it to 3 prime. Okay. So this means that these two are connected. These two are connected, and this one is connected to this one. Okay, so let's check that everything is fine. Okay, so you see there was some very bad crossovers, but now we just reproduced the pattern and it just worked perfectly. So we continue here. So now the blue strand is the one matching this corner, so we just need to close it here. Did I close it there and there? Perfect. Okay, so now that's this brown strand that will just continue the pattern there. Okay, so now I think that this is close. Okay, so I need to join this guy with the guy up there. I will just close. No, wait, I'm connecting the wrong guy. Okay, I want to connect the guy from the outer face to the outer face there. Okay, and the inner face, I want to connect it to the inner face there. Okay, so now it's fine. Now I need to connect these two guys together. And let's roll. Okay, no bad link. Everything looks pretty good. There are some gray links, but gray is okay. And I believe, so let me just change the color of this strand here. Okay, to, I don't know, some kind of nice purple for change. Okay, so I believe that we completed in no time this design. And as you can see, it's perfectly beautiful. We can check, go in strand mode and check the shape of the various strands. Okay, so you can connect them. Okay, this one also is fine. So we all see these 3 arm patterns in all of them. Okay, and that's it. Okay, so in this video, we could see how we could use the 3D view and the 2D view to make a design, and also how to use the roll to make a design. We can hide the grid now using the organizer here. And we can also, once we first roll the helices, okay, then we can run the rigid grid that will, just to check that, you know, nothing bad happens when the helices are, parallel helices are constrained to be together. But the best test is to run the rigid grid thing to test the stability of the design. And in that case, every double-stranded part is considered as a rigid cylinder connected by springs with the crossovers seen as strings. And we can see that the design is remarkably stable. So we should have a great result with this cube in the assembly. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.